I made me some Rex and I'm feeling myself. Louis V all on my checkerboard belt.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited because today's video is a question and answer, which would not be possible if it wasn't for you guys participating and asking me questions. So I'm super excited to get this video done. Most of the questions I wrote down on a notebook because I'm using my phone to record, so I can't really go back and go, you know, word for word what you guys said. But I will give you guys a shout out when I answer the questions that were asked. So let's get started. Okay, you guys, so the first question is from Pretty and Plus 365. So, Marta asked me, if you weren't in the makeup industry right now, what else would you be doing? That's a tough one because I graduated high school, but I did not go to college. So I'm not sure what I would be doing. I had a lot of experience working in retail, or I may have went to school. I love doing nails and hair. Maybe I would have went to school to be a cosmetologist or do nails. Any of those things would really, really, make me happy, I bet. So if I wasn't doing makeup right now, I probably would be doing hair or nails or working in retail. Honestly, I'm not sure. My dream vacation would be basically anywhere that my family is at. As long as we are together, I would be happy going anywhere. But if I had to choose one place for us to go on vacation, I think I would choose to go to like, oh, that's tough. Maybe like Barbados or Hawaii or just somewhere really exotic. I would really, really love to take a vacation like that. So yeah, that would definitely be a dream vacation of mine. Okay, celebrity crush. You know what, you guys, honestly, I'm answering so honest. There's really nobody out there that I'm like crushing on. Especially like celebrity. I don't know. I mean, there's celebrities that I think that are decent looking, cute. Like, how about Jax Taylor from Sons of Anarchy? If I had to pick someone, I guess I would pick Jax. Okay. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? Ooh, if I could only eat one thing for the rest of my life, what would it be? Does it have to be good or bad? Like, if it's good for you, I guess I would probably choose like stir fry. Because like I'm obsessed with it because it's healthy, it's good for you. I get full, I like stir fry. But if it wasn't like, let's say that it was something bad for me, but that I really, really enjoy eating, I would have to say it would be like, ooh, like chili rellenos, tamales, burritos. I don't know, anything Mexican, anything that Mexican family I'm down for, anything. Okay. So, that was Pretty and Plus 365. Thank you, baby. Thank you for all the questions. I appreciate them so, so much. The ones that I did not answer, they involved Nathan. He and I will answer them together, okay? Thank you. Bye. Okay, you guys, so the next question is from Life with Vicky. So Vicky wants to know, what is my favorite makeup brand? Okay, so that is super easy. You guys already know my answer. I'm gonna say MAC Cosmetics, and it's not just because I work for MAC, obviously. I've worked with the brand for many, many years. I love MAC makeup. I have been using MAC makeup since before I worked for MAC, way before I worked for MAC. And that is definitely my favorite makeup. So the next question that Life with Vicky would like to know, what other products do you use other than the one that you showed in the video to take care of your skin? So Vicky is talking about, I showed a bottle of Hydra Boost, and Hydra Boost is one of my favorite, like, actually, you know what? I'll just bring what I use. Give me a second. Okay, you guys, so I came back so I could share with you what are my favorite skincares. Another favorite of mine is this rose spray. Revitalizing Sooo Rose. This is from Walmart, and this is beautiful. It smells great, and I love it. The next one, if I had to choose a moisturizer, this is my absolute favorite moisturizer in life. This is from MAC, and it is called Strobe Cream. Amazing, and I love it so much. I usually wear it under my makeup, and sometimes I'll pat it like on top of my makeup for a glow. So thank you so much, Life with Vicky, for answering my question or asking me questions. I really, really appreciate you, and you're always showing support in my videos, and I also appreciate that. Thank you, Life with Vicky. Okay, so the next questions are from Real Makeup Stories. She says, do you wear false lash extensions, or are those just falsies? The only thing that I wear, babe, is false lashes, fake lashes. So I just love the idea of wearing fake lashes. So that's what I do, is I wear fake lashes. Okay, so Real Makeup Stories also asked, do I fake tan? Because she said in one of my videos I looked a little bit darker. And no, I do not fake tan. The only time that I ever put tanner and stuff on is usually in the spring to summertime. And the tanner that I like to use is Banana Boat. I will probably insert a photo so you guys know which one. But the Banana Boat tanner is the absolute best. Yeah, I feel like my tan is, it's not that I'm dark or anything, but I do feel like it's kind of stayed with me from the summertime, which is really odd. But no, I do not fake tan. Not right now, anyway. Okay, so Real Makeup Stories. And then she also asked me anything annoying that customers do, because she said that she doesn't want to be the annoying customer. You know what? There's really nothing annoying that customers do. Usually I have really nice customers, really great clients that come in. They just want to look and feel beautiful. So they just need help. You know, they want us to help them and kind of look at them and be able to say, you know, what we should put on them. And, that's great. So there's really nothing annoying. I mean, there's times when I'll ask somebody like, so what do you think? Do you like the way it looks? And they'll be like, I don't know, you're the professional. And I'm like, ooh, okay, well, yes, that is true. I am the professional, but I would really like to know what you think about it. So sometimes that could be a little bit annoying if I had to choose something. But other than that, no, my customers are really great, and they don't really do anything that is too annoying. So anyway, thank you so much, Real Makeup Stories, for being here. Thank you so much for participating and for asking me these lovely questions. Thank you. Okay, you guys, so the next question is from, I hope I don't butcher your name. I hope I'm pronouncing it okay. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It says it is from Zippy Najaru Brown. Okay, you guys, so Zippy wants to know who my favorite author is. So my favorite author at the moment is Rhonda Byrne. Now, Rhonda Byrne has wrote books like The Secret, which I have right here, that I have been reading. I've actually read this entire book at least twice. I probably will read it again. She has written books called like The Power, How the Secret Changed My Life, things like that. And I would actually, I just really think she's so interesting. I mean, the woman is like 74 years old and she looks like she's 45. Like, she looks absolutely amazing. So if she used The Secret to like do that to her appearance, that's truly, truly magical. So anyway, my favorite author right now is Rhonda Byrne. If you guys don't know anything about The Secret, you should look into it. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, so Zippy also wants to know, what is my favorite dish? You guys probably think I'm gonna say stir fry, but that is not my favorite dish. My favorite food would probably be like a really good burger, French fries, and like a shake or something. Or like mashed potatoes, a steak, something like that. I definitely love carbs. I just don't eat them, because if I eat carbs, you would be able to tell that I love carbs so very much. So I just try to stay away from them completely. But those are my favorite things to eat. Let's see. Zippy also wanted to know, what do you do whenever you get upset? Let's see. That's kind of a tough one. I guess I haven't really been like truly upset in a while, but I know when I was younger, I would get upset and it would affect me like horribly. I would stay in my room, I would stay crying, I would just basically act a fool. I would get like really upset. At this point, I think what I do mostly is I just kind of rant. If something upsets me that much, I definitely speak my mind on it. I'm not one to hold it inside. I've never been that person to hold things inside. I personally just feel better by letting it out and just speaking like my mind or my truth or whatever it is. So when I get upset, I definitely feel like I kind of just rant. I kind of just like tell the person or whatever the situation is. I just let it be known like why I'm upset. I definitely though will to kind of get my mind off things, to kind of calm me down a little bit, I will just talk to Nate, because he's always one that can like calm me down and bring me back to reality and just let me know that nothing's ever really that bad. It's really not. So that's what I do when I'm upset. Okay. Thank you so much, Zippy. Nijaru Brown, I hope I said your name right. I'm so sorry. If I didn't, I apologize. But thank you so much for participating. So the next person that has a question for me is Michelle Maples. Now, Michelle asked me 2 questions, but one of them is a question for Nate and I, so I'm going to wait to answer that until I'm with Nathan. But one of Michelle's questions is, what state do you all live in? You might have already said, but I didn't catch it. So you guys, Nate, we live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So if you guys have never heard of Albuquerque, New Mexico, we are the state that Breaking Bad was in. So I know that Breaking Bad really put Albuquerque, especially on the map. So that's where I'm from. I'm from Albuquerque, born and raised. And yeah, so we're in Albuquerque. Okay, you guys, so this next question is a 2-for-1. And the reason I say that is because LaCrystal and Kids and another subscriber of mine, her name is Lost Truth, they both asked me the same question. So I want to answer them both together. The question that they asked me is, what made you want to start a YouTube channel? So let me be quite honest with you. I did YouTube back in the day. This was probably, I want to say maybe 8 years ago. And I started out doing, one was a haul video. It was like my first ever Mac products that I had bought. And it was back when Venomous Villains was out. So I did a haul on, you know, the Mac products that I had got from Venomous Villains. And ever since then I started doing YouTube videos on makeup. And you know what? My channel grew fairly quickly. I got a lot of subscribers right away. And it was really cool. I got a lot of views right away. My videos were doing very, very well. And this was probably about 8 years ago. I think I did it probably maybe for about 2 years or so. And then I just kind of stopped. I just kind of dropped off from doing makeup videos. It's not that I stopped doing makeup, because I certainly didn't. But I stopped off doing makeup videos on YouTube. And I was only kind of just focusing on doing like tutorials and eye looks and things like that on Instagram. So I stopped posting on YouTube completely. So that was a while ago. And it's the same channel. The channel is called Veronica Dizzle. It's the same channel. I didn't rebrand myself or anything like that. It's the exact same. I have a lot of those old videos because they're so old. I have them on private. So as of right now, things that made me want, so I guess my question, so this time around, I've always stayed watching YouTube. I never stopped watching YouTube, right? I just stopped posting videos. So I found who happens to be my dear, dear friend right now. Her name is Pretty and Plus 365 Marta. I actually found her channel, and I'll be quite honest with you. I found her channel through another YouTuber that I love. Her name is Gabriella Fortunato. And I would notice, actually, I think Gabriella gave her a shout out or something. So when Gabriella gave that shout out, I went to Marta's channel. And ever since then, I absolutely loved watching her videos. They were just so much fun. She just lived an everyday life, right? And I really, really dug that. I really liked that she was so confident in herself to post videos. She would just show her everyday life. She would show all of who she was. And I just thought that was really cool, and it really, really made me want to start posting videos. So this go around, I was really inspired by her, Pretty and Plus 365. And right now we are super duper close. She's my dear friend. I stayed on the phone with her for a super duper long time last night. We had great conversation. And so anyway, that's what inspired me to start doing YouTube again. Definitely. So LaCrystal and Kids, we are still on yours. So you said, how did you know that your hubby was the one? So I knew that Nathan was the one pretty much right when I met him. So we met a very, very long time ago when we were just kids. This was about 22 years ago. And you know how people are like, oh, there's no such thing as love at first sight, blah, blah, blah. That's not true. In my heart and in my mind, yeah, it was definitely love at first sight. When I saw Nate, I just knew instantly that we were going to be together for a very long time. I obviously didn't know that it would be forever, as it is. But I just knew that him and I had a very special connection. And that's how I knew he was the one. It was just the way that he would talk to me, the way he would look at me, just everything, just the way he would treat me. So yeah, I just knew that there was nobody else out there for me. So here we are. Okay, so thank you so much, LaCrystal and kids, for asking me questions. I truly appreciate it. And thank you for being here. Okay, you guys, so the next question is from Lost Truth. Lost Truth, I answered your first question, and that was what made me start a YouTube. So now I'm down to your second question, and you asked, what is my greatest challenge in doing YouTube? Well, I guess my greatest challenge is probably just getting the videos done like on time. I want to do vlogs every single day because it's so much fun. I really enjoy vlogging daily. So I guess my biggest challenge is just making sure that it's edited on time and I'm able to post it the same night. Another challenge is there's times that I just want to lay down with Nate and just watch a movie or just, you know, just lay together basically, but I can't because I'm editing a video and that's challenging. Or there's times that I want to just like, you know, hang out with my kids or just whatevs, but you know, I make do. It doesn't take me hours upon hours to edit, so I'm able to get it done quick enough. And you know, I'm not complaining or anything like that. But if there was a few challenges, I guess those would be my biggest challenges. Is just there's just not enough time in the day. And you guys, I'm sure you all can relate to that one. But thank you so much, Lost Truth, for being here, and just thank you for asking the questions and participating. It's very, very appreciative. Okay, you guys, so Heather Pascal, she wants to know what is the name of my intro song. So Heather, I decided to add this in my video. I know that I already answered it for you, but I want everybody else to know because I've been asked a couple of times. So the intro song is actually my son. His name is Xavier Gutierrez. He is on SoundCloud, so please go look him up, download his music. The name of the song that is on my, the actual name of the song though that is on my intro is called Up Next, and again, his name is Xavier Gutierrez, and he is on SoundCloud. Please go show him support. He is super duper talented. Thanks for asking that question, Heather. I really, really appreciate it. By the way, Miss Illicit Barbie, I really, really dig your name. It's really cute. Okay, so she wants to know, could you please tell us the story of how you got the job at MAC? Okay, so the way that I got the job at MAC was, well, basically, I was working for another makeup line, and that makeup line was called Estee Lauder, and it was in Dillard's. You know, Estee Lauder, in my opinion, is like a more mature woman, you know, like makeup. But I was working for Estee Lauder. I had already been there for 2 years, and I was doing really, really well over there. I had a pretty good clientele that would always come to just see me, and I was doing really well as far as sales. I was probably one of the best sales people there. And I was happy. I really liked my job at Estee Lauder. I learned a lot. And I basically made friends with the girls who worked at MAC because they were super duper cool. I obviously loved MAC makeup. I had always bought from them. I was probably one of their best customers. And I had made friends with the girls there. So basically, one of the managers had called me and told me that they were hiring at MAC Uptown, which is where I work. And MAC Uptown is a store. And I was like, oh, and, you know, they're not going to hire me. Like, what are you telling me for? They always hire from within because you usually have to start out as a freelancer. And freelancing means that you just get called for, like, certain things. Like, if it's, you know, a really busy weekend, a launch date, things like that, then you get called into work. Obviously, you don't work all the time. So I certainly could not take that job because I needed a job to where I was full-time or, you know, working a lot. So I was like, well, they're not going to hire me. You know, they hire from within. And the manager for MAC at the Dillard's that I worked out was like, no, I already told her about you. She's waiting for your call. So I was like, oh my goodness. Basically, long story short, you guys, it was a very long process to get in. It took me about 3 separate interviews. I had to do a makeover on somebody that I had to bring in. So I had a model. They gave me a tear, which is basically a picture from a magazine. They call it a tear. And you have to emulate the makeup exactly. So it was really, really time consuming, and it was really, really hard, and it was very, very frustrating because it took so long. But probably within 2 months, I was hired, and it was so exciting, and I was just thrilled. It was just like a dream job, and it was really my dream come true. I was so happy, and I'm still so happy. I feel like the training that I get through MAC is priceless. So that in itself I'm so grateful for, just the training in itself. But yeah, so it's a super duper long story, but just to kind of sum it up a little bit, that is how I got hired on at Mac. Thank you, Miss Solicit Barbie, so much for asking questions and everything like that. I really, really appreciate you, and thank you for being here. Okay, you guys, so the next question is from Hello, Hello. Hello. All right, so Hello, Hello wants to know, how long have you been doing makeup? I have been doing makeup for the past, I want to say 10 years, close to 11. It'll be 11 years in August. I was doing makeup before it was like the popular thing, the trendy thing to do. And I'm so, so glad that I got into it before it turned into such a trend for everybody to be a makeup artist. So yeah, I've been doing makeup about 10 to 11 years, and it is the absolute best decision I could have ever made for myself in my whole entire life. I am so grateful to Nathan, because if it wasn't for him asking me, what is your passion? What do you really want to do in life? I would have probably never looked down into myself and told him that I wanted to do makeup. Because my instinct was the only place to do makeup is like for movies, or, you know, working for like a, like on set, or working with models, or, you know, things like that. That was my only idea of a makeup artist. And Nate was like, well, why don't you go apply to work at a makeup counter? And I'm like, ding, 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 ding. What? Oh my God, that would be so dope. That would be so fun. I would love that. So if it wasn't for him, like really pushing me and telling me, live your dreams, do what you want to do, be happy, you will never work a day in your life. I mean, truly, I would not have the job I have if it was not for Nathan to really give me that shove out the door and really get out of just doing retail. So anyway, that was from Hello, Hello. Thank you so much for asking that question, and I appreciate, and thank you so much for participating. Okay, so the next question is from my dear friend, Melissa Sandra Lopez. Melissa Sandra wants to know, where did you and Nate meet? So I want to save this, Nathan. I want to save this question for Nate and I. That way we can both answer it together. I will give the short version, but Nate and I will answer it together, and we'll give a better version. But basically, we actually went to school together in 9th grade. And I remember him always walking around. He always wore these big, like puffy, like jackets back in the day, right? And he was bald. And I totally remember him. And we were both in 9th grade at a high school at Del Norte, actually. And we didn't really talk to each other back then, but I just remember him. But as far as like him and I, like, you know, talking and things like that, it was through a wrong pager number. But we will go into more detail when Nathan and I do the video together, the Q&A together. So thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much for asking the question, and thank you for participating. I really, really appreciate you. Hey, you guys, I am back with another question. This is from Miss Keisha Monet. She wants to know if I have any kids. So yes, we do. We have 3 kids. Nate and I have 3 kids together. Somebody else had asked that also, if all 3 of my kids were from Nathan. Yes, all 3 of my boys, Nate and I have been together for 22 years. So all of my kids are from Nathan. I have 2 kitties, and my cats' names are Bella and Queenie, and they are also the light of my eye. We love them so much. Okay, so Keisha Monet also wants to know where we're from. I said that earlier. So we are from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Albuquerque is the biggest city in my town, which is New Mexico. And yeah, so we come from a fairly large city, and yep, Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where it's at. Okay. Thank you so much, Keisha, for participating and asking me these questions. This was actually super duper last minute. I was able to catch Keisha on a live on Instagram, and I was like, hey, listen, I'm filming a Q&A. Do you have anything you want to ask me? So Keisha came through and asked me a couple questions. So here we go. Okay, so the next question is from Lynn and family. Again, Shatoya was over on Keisha's channel, and Shatoya decided to participate, and I want to thank you so very much. It means so much to me. But Shatoya wants to know, where do I see myself in 5 years? That is an excellent question, because it really makes me think, like, where am I going to be in 5 years? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. So myself in 5 years, I definitely see myself still working for Mac. Maybe at that time I'll be some type of like management. I would love to be like I don't know, just in some type of management there. Maybe in 5 years, what else? I would hope that my YouTube channel will just have blown up, and I will have so many subscribers. I won't even know what to do with myself. I'll have so many subscribers. That would be really, really amazing. That would be totally amazing. She wants to know, do I want more kids? No, I'm so happy right now. Definitely not. I'm already too old. I don't need any more children. So I'm happy with the kids that we have. And then she wants to, it's just for us.
Why not do questions for me like that?
Okay. So, Shatoya wants to know, what state will we retire? Really? Really?
No,
What state will we retire in? In Albuquerque, New Mexico. Like, we won't leave. We're gonna stay here forever and ever and ever. Yeah, our families are here. Like, our children are here. Like, we'll never leave here. So we're happy where we're at. Okay, so do you wanna do the questions now or later? Lizzie. Okay. Lizzie 87120. She is actually one of my customers at MAC. She wants to know, what made you want to work for MAC and what influences your makeup choices? What made me want to work for MAC? Well, that was always the goal. I had started out working for Estee Lauder, and I always knew that I just wanted to get a little bit of background there. That way I can go and apply for MAC. Estee Lauder owns MAC, and I knew eventually that I would want to apply for MAC. So I just feel that it's just one of the top influencing stores out there. It's been for years. It may not be as like popular as it was years ago, but it's still, thank you. It is still one of the #1 makeup stores. I mean, they're still, MAC is still, do you know how much money MAC has raised for the AIDS program? I mean, they have raised over $4 million, but MAC does not talk about that. They do not put it out there. I wish people would just really, really know how much that MAC does for the community. It is really quite amazing. The fact that they don't even keep 1 cent of any of the Viva Glam products, it goes straight to the charity line. That in itself is such a beautiful company to work for. So I knew that I wanted to work for them since I was young, since I was probably like 16 years old, honestly. And then Lizzie also asked me what influences my makeup choices. I'm the same like you guys. I watch YouTube videos and I see what Jeffree Star says. Is it Jeffree Star approved? I mean, that certainly does influence me. Influencers on YouTube. I haven't really been watching the big brand name influencers as much anymore because I've been kind of wanting to support you guys, a smaller YouTube family. So I haven't really been watching them, but they definitely do hold some weight when asked, when I hear what they really like or, you know, what they suggest as far as like makeup or skincare. I definitely will go to them and see what they say about it. I also like to read reviews. So if it's something that I'm like, damn, do I really want to spend my hard-earned coin and pay full price for a palette of, you know, James Charles, I'm absolutely going to go on the Ulta website and read the reviews for it, because I'm not just going to go out and buy it. What if it sucks? Wants to know. Her name is Lucero Ramos. She wants to know, how do I do my thumbnails and help? So Lucero, it's going to be kind of hard for me to explain how I like actually do the thumbnails, but you're going to need 2 apps. One of the apps is called Fonto, and then the second, actually, I think you just need Fonto. Right? Yeah, so you're gonna need the app Fonto. And it's very, very easy to read and it tells you exactly what to do, but I actually make my thumbnails on the Fonto app and it's very, very easy. The way that I upload it onto my phone is I do it through an app called Puffin. And yeah, that's how I make my thumbnails. I wish I could give you more in depth. I'm just not really sure how I would show you. I guess I could get an app and then have it like double screen it and all that jazz. But anyway, if you have any actual questions, like if you get that app and you still don't know how it works, you can message me privately and then I can go through it with you. Maybe that would be helpful, hopefully. I want to thank you so much, Lucero, for participating in this Q&A. It means everything to me and I really, really appreciate it. So I think we are down to the last, you guys. There is a few questions for Nate and I together. We will answer those. All right. That makes my ears tickle. This is actually from Miss Garcia XO, and her name is Veronica also, but she spells her name really nice. She spells it with a K instead of a C, which I thought was really, really cute. Miss Veronica XO, let me read what she asked me. She asked some really like more intimate questions, not questions that are so like, oh, what's your favorite color? She asked like, you know, more like in-depth questions, which I really appreciate. So Veronica asked, what life lesson did you learn the hard way? Wow. That's really hard. You know what, you guys, when I got pregnant with Xavier, I was 18 years old. And even though I'm considered an adult, I really wasn't treated like an adult at home. My mom and dad, I think they still saw me as a young girl because I would still act very youngish. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, when I got pregnant with Xavier, I found out I was pregnant very, very early on because I got really sick. I was always throwing up. I would have major morning sickness. I had gained, like, I was gaining all kinds of weight, like really, really fast. So Nate was working at the hospital at the time, and he was like, you know, we need to do a pregnancy test. So I was so scared, not only to be pregnant at such a young age, but I was also very, very scared to tell my parents. I was just so worried about them being disappointed. You know, here I am pregnant. They didn't really know a lot about Nathan, so it's not like they knew like, oh my God, he's a great guy. He's gonna really be there for my daughter. You know, they'll be together forever. They're soulmates. They didn't know that because they didn't know Nathan. So I was just so mortified. Like I was so scared to tell them that I was pregnant. And like I said, like I was happy when I was with Nate. Him and I were so thrilled. We were so excited to be having a baby. But then when I would go home, I would just hide it. You guys, I hid this pregnancy. You're gonna like flip your wig. But I hid this pregnancy until I was 7 months, almost 8. And you might be asking how I hid it. Well, I hid it because I would all of a sudden start wearing really baggy clothes. I was pretty like small at that time. I wasn't really like chubby yet. I was probably a size like 3. I did gain a bunch of weight, but I think I hid it pretty well because I would just wear really baggy clothes, things like that first. So we went to Chili's and we just let her know that I was pregnant. And my mom was like, okay, well, what are your plans? What are you going to do? You need to tell your dad. She was hurt, you guys. I'm not going to lie. She was pretty disappointed and hurt. But she certainly didn't do, I don't know if I was expecting her to like beat me up, kick me out of the house. I don't know what I was expecting. I had never had a life, you know, to where I was scared of my mom. I think it was just that immaturity, me being so immature, me being so childish at the time that I couldn't picture her like supporting me, which is so odd because my mom is the most supporting person ever. So anyway, you guys, she finally found out, and Nathan had to tell my dad. The first time Nathan met my dad, he had to tell him, hey, I got your little daughter pregnant, basically. I missed out on so much because they didn't go with me to any of the early ultrasounds. I didn't have my mom there when I was super sick. It would have been nice to have her support there. You know, I don't know. I just wish that I would have told them so much sooner so that they could have been a part of my first pregnancy way, way more. So that is the life lesson that I wish that I would have learned, that I learned the hard way. Veronica also asked me, do you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength? Veronica, that's a really dope question. I think crying is a sign of strength, especially for a man. Because if a man cries, immediately he feels weak. He feels like girlish. He just feels like totally weak. In reality, to me, he let down his guard. And to me, he's incredibly strong and brave to let his emotions pour out. So I think, and even for a woman, a lot of times we're expected to cry, right? Like women are expected to let tears out. We're expected to show all our emotions. And I feel that like when we hold it in sometimes, that could be a sign of strength because we're able to hold that in and not just let all of our emotions come gushing out. But I don't see it as like a bad thing. I feel like, I don't know. That's such a hard question. I don't see it as a sign of weakness though. That's for sure. Because that sounds very negative. I certainly do not see crying. I do not see crying as a sign of weakness. No. Okay. And then she also asked me if I could change one thing about myself, what would it be? I don't know if you mean like physically or emotionally or mentally. So, I want to answer this, I guess, physically. If I could change one thing about myself, I would change my weight. And this is just an honest answer, you guys. I would change my weight. I would like to be, I am only like 4'11". I am incredibly short, you guys. So that means that if I'm over 110, like I'm considered obese. That's just facts. I'm not making that up. Like that's just the truth, right? So I wish that I could be about 107 to 110 pounds. That would be my ideal weight. I'm far from that right now. So that's why I say that I would like to be, I would change my weight if I could change that. If I could change one thing about myself, let's see what else I could answer. Look at all this like fallout. If I could change something else about myself, I would give myself more patience. Like when I do dieting or I go for runs or I work out, like I'm dying to see results like the same day. I know that's ridiculous and that's crazy. Like I know I'm not literally going to see results the same day, but I would really love to see results the same day. If I could change something about myself, that would be one thing I would change. I would have more patience. Okay. Veronica also asked me, what is something that I am good at? Something that I'm good at. I guess, wow, that's kind of a tough question. I feel like I'm good at seeing the positive in things. When things seem like they're going really shitty and really bad, my first instinct is to be like, you know what, this could be way worse. It's not as bad as we think. We can do this. We can get this accomplished by doing this. I can take money out from here. I mean, I just try and just be more positive as opposed to my first instincts being super negative. So I guess that would be a strength of mine. If I had to choose something as a strength, something I'm good at. I'm good at getting things done. If you tell me to do something, I'm going to get it done, especially if it's like at work or, you know, something important. I'm definitely going to get it done, and I'm going to get it done efficiently and quickly. I'm not one that takes a lot of time, like finishing a project or whatever. And it's not that I'm not putting my all into it or I'm not giving it 100%. That's not it at all. I just want to finish it and get it done. That way I don't have to worry about it later. So I would definitely say that that could be a strong point, something I'm good at. Let's see here. We have a couple more questions. So this is from Lost Truth. Lost Truth asked me questions earlier, but she also asked me a few more questions on the post that I wrote last night. So Lost Truth wants to know, do I follow a specific nutritional plan? No, I do not. For a while, I did keto. For another while, I would have absolutely zilch on the carbs. But as of right now, I feel like I really watch what I eat. You can ask anybody that knows me. I feel incredibly guilty if I eat carbs or like bad foods. The closest thing that I eat to bad foods is like those thin crust pizzas. That's like the closest thing I'll do to like, you know, cheating on my diet. But really mostly I look at carbs and calories. And I know I've known that it's either one or the other. Either you're going to do low carb, no carb, or you're going to do low calories. But I'm one of those people that just look at both. So I don't follow anything specific, but I'm definitely aware of what I eat. Okay, so thank you for the question. And I didn't even say thank you so much to Veronica. You always leave me the sweetest comments. You are so nice, and I really appreciate you asking me all those questions. You gave me a lot of good questions, and I really appreciate you. Thank you, babe. Okay. So to Lost Truth, she also wants to know, what sparked your interest in doing makeup? You know what? I have always been infatuated with makeup. As a little girl, my mom had so much makeup and it's not that she even wore a ton of makeup, because she really didn't, you guys. She wasn't a huge makeup wearer. She would wear it. She would wear like a little bit of eyeliner, mascara, you know, just like the basics. But she used to have so much makeup. And the reason why she had so much makeup is because she had a friend that sold Avon. So in order to support that friend, she would always buy Avon from her. So she always had so much Avon. And I was like obsessed with Avon, right? So as a little girl, I would just sit on the bed and just watch my mom apply makeup. I've always been obsessed. I've always been intrigued. As a teenager, I went out and spent my hard-earned money with my first job. I would buy the Bobbi Brown makeup books, and they would basically, you know, teach you how to do face charts, teach you how to do makeup. And I would go out and buy these books. They would be like 30 bucks, right? But I would go out and buy them because I wanted to teach myself how to do makeup. So I have always been interested in it, been always obsessed with it. So Lost Truth also wants to know, oh, and she's so sweet. She said, what sparked your interest? And you seem like a natural to me. You know what, babe? I wasn't always a natural. It definitely took a lot of practice. If I can find some old pictures of old makeup I did when I first started, I will put them up. They're not very good. But people would lie to me and they would tell me,
you are so good at makeup. You are so talented.
And you know, it's like the placebo effect. I really started believing that I was really good at makeup. And then eventually, you know, practice makes perfect, you guys. Thank you so much to Gloria, what am I saying? To Lost Truth. I appreciate you so much. Please know that you never go unnoticed. I love reading your comments. They are the best ever. You take so much time on those comments. I know that and I love them. So Real Makeup Stories wants to know, what makeup from MAC is undupable? I feel like I've answered this a little bit in one of the other questions you asked me, but I definitely feel like MAC foundations, concealers, there is nobody on the market who has the concealers like we do. There is nobody on the market that has the Studio Fix foundation like we do. So I feel like those are undupable. You might be able to find eyeshadows that are better or eyelashes, but you certainly will never find foundations or under eye concealers. Those are the absolute best, and I'm so proud of those for MAC. And then Real Makeup Stories, she wants to know, what hot stuff do you use on your hair? Like curling irons? But I use this curling iron here. This is from Conair. It's called the Infinity, and it's like a really small, but I just get small sections of hair, and then that's how I get, you know, this is super duper old, as you guys can tell, but it's amazing. So good. So those are the hot tools that I use. All right, you guys, I think this is gonna wrap it up. Finally, I finally finished my Q&A. You guys, I'm gonna do a Q&A with Nate. If you have any questions for the both of us, please feel free to ask. I probably have about 6 or 7 questions for us, but I would like to make it a longer video. So if you guys have questions for Nate and I together as a couple, please ask. I would love to answer those questions, and he would too. So I'm going to wrap up this video. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.